the fire that he lit from within. These games were a tremendous success. It's my honor and my privilege to introduce to you tonight the former CEO of the 2002 Salt Lake Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games, Mitt Romney.
Boy, I love you guys. Thank you so much. What a night this is. What a great experience we had together 10 years ago. This was a chance for us to showcase the great qualities of the human spirit of the athletes that came from all over the world. We knew that as we came to the games, and this would be all about these athletes. But what we found out was we not only showcased the character and the passion of the athletes, we showcased the character and the passion of the people of Utah. Thank you for all that you did to make great games for the people of the world. I remember early on, we were very worried whether anyone would be willing to volunteer for the games. 17 straight days, no tickets to get to go to any events. And of course, there was the black cloud that was hanging over given our history. We put up on the website a request for people to sign up for volunteers. We needed about 25,000. We wondered if we could get that many from a city as small as Salt Lake, and 47,000 people signed up. The stories of the character and the heart of the people of Utah continue to fill my heart, and the stories of Olympic memories will include those. I remember one fellow, Dan Gardner. He had some Paralympians staying at his home from Armenia. They had old equipment, wooden skis. Their country couldn't afford best equipment. So he and the community came together, contacted ski companies, asked them if they'd donate equipment, finally got them full equipment, full uniforms, drove them back and forth. Stories like this typified what happened in this great state. There was another moment that was touching. We had to cut back on spending, as you probably know. The games were out over budget. And we had about, I think it was $5 or $10 million in the budget for the Olympic cauldron that was going to be at Rice Eccles Stadium. But I cut that budget back to $500,000. And someone said you could, with $500,000, you could put up 2 telephone poles and put a Weber grill on top. That's about it. And so I went to a Utah family. I met with Lisa Eccles and Spencer Eccles and others in the Eccles family, and I said, you know, here's the barbecue grill we have with the money we got in the budget, but for $8 million we can put up something spectacular. And they were willing to come up with that $8 million and made the most extraordinary cauldron that showed the passion of light, the fire within. Thank you. Governor Mike Leavitt was the one that pulled all the board together. I appreciate the fact that he selected me for this responsibility. Fraser Bullock came in as part of the team, helped manage the entire operation, but all of you, the volunteers and the people of the city that came together to produce these games, are the ones that deserve all the applause and appreciation. I want to tell you one more story, just in going. And this was a story that you're going to hear, you'll see the athlete in a moment. His name is Derek Para. You may know Derek. Derek was invited to sit with the vice president at closing ceremonies to represent all the American athletes. As you may recall, he had won a silver medal in the 5,000 meters and a gold medal in the 1,500 meters. He's a Hispanic American born in Los Angeles, had just taken up skating late in life, made the U.S. team, came here, won a silver, won a gold. And so he was chosen to come in and sit with the vice president. As he was coming in, I said, Derek, what was the most memorable experience from your Olympic Games? It wasn't the silver, and it wasn't the gold. Derek said it was being honored to carry in the flag that had flown above the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001, and to open the ceremonies. As you may recall, that flag is about 8 feet by 12 feet, torn, badly burned, and so he was one of these 12 athletes that brought it in. He said that when they announced the flag coming into the stadium, they expected a huge cheer for the crowd, but instead, total silence, complete reverence. And he said, we carried the flag and stopped in front of the choir, and they began performing the national anthem. And he said, Mitt, it was hard to hold on to my emotions as they were singing those words, and I was holding that flag. And then he said, the choir did something we hadn't expected. Now, I knew it was coming because I was the guy that got to choose the version of the national anthem they sang. And I chose a version from the 1930s by Robert Shaw. And in this version, as you may recall, because you were there was a reprise. They sing the last line twice. And the second time, the sopranos go up an octave, and there's greater orchestration. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And Derek said this time, as those words were sung, a gust of wind blew in the flag and lifted it in our hands. And he said to me, Mitt, he said it was as if the spirits of all those that had fought and died for American liberty had just blown in that flag. And the tears ran down his face.
Thank you very much.
These games will always be about the greatness of the people of this great land. They will always hold a place in my heart, and I believe in your hearts. It will never be erased. I love you. I love the experience we shared together. Thank you so very much. An honor to be with you tonight.